Hey everybody, here with my buddy Scott True, who you have probably seen in Matt Reisinger's videos and on this channel, and he's very famous. He gets mentioned to me by my clients as like, oh, do you know who Scott True is? The magic of what you have been doing, like historically, and I want to talk about then and now, is that Scott specialized in affordable high-performance homes. So you told me, I asked you last time we were together, when you bring this up with your buyers, because you're building these places that are supposed to compete with other spec homes in the neighborhood. So what did you tell me?
About what we tell buyers.
Like when do you talk to them?
Okay, so all right. So what I've said is, when we first started building high performance spec homes, I would try to sell it way up front, and it just didn't work because spec home buyers are kind of a different market than the market that we're used to. Where people come to us for consulting specifically for high performance. That's not normal. Normal is people they don't even know what high performance is. They're just looking for a house that is affordable, that's got nice countertops and a good payment, right? I mean, I think that's pretty much what most people are looking for. So it was difficult to sell. I felt like people were not listening to me, and I felt like they were not understanding me or caring in most cases. So over the years, I took that out of the selling part of what we do, and we just focused on, this is a good quality home, very well designed. And then, so now what we do is when they sign a contract, now first, we don't make it completely invisible.
You're not hiding anything.
No, in fact, we still mention it in the marketing. We print the flyers, we still mention it. It's just not the main focus anymore. When they go to sign a contract, I give them a paper, they sign it as part of the contract, tells them about the ERV and other high performance things in the house and how to maintain it. I put that in there mainly because I don't want people to come back later and said, hey, you never told me about this ERV thing that I have to maintain. Then, 30 days or whatever goes by and we finally close. Then after closing, we contact them and say, hey, by the way, you just bought a high performance home. Let me come over and show you how it works and how to maintain it.
A little bait and switch for the spec home buyers. Yeah, gotcha. That is so awesome and so totally insane, because I feel like most of us are thinking like, oh, I have like a Bitcoin. It's like we're Bitcoin people, basically. It's the same nerd level. And we're like, you want this, right? And most people are like, no, I don't. What is it? And you're like, well, it's a da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, nope. So I love that approach. Okay, so couple things. One is Scott has been consulting for people. Matt Reisinger is beloved by people who do what we do, because when he puts one of us on his channel, it changes our careers. And that happened to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now Scott is too busy to take consulting, and like you have it on your website. Like don't call me.
Right.
Okay, so
for now,
we need more people, and there's like the people who are watching this channel who are getting a master's degree in home performance. There is a huge market for people locally to be able to help other people with this, because like there's only a few of us that from your social media channels that can do this, and like we have limited time, and so it's just we have to either keep upping our rates or just say like I'm not available.
Yeah.
Dude, what do you think?
Beautiful
about that?
problem to have.
It is. It's not a bad problem. I mean, like for us personally, but for everybody who needs help,
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know what to say about it. It's a problem. I mean, we get called so often because there's not a whole lot of people out there
who are visible.
Yeah, that are visible, that are doing what we do. I wish I could refer business out sometimes. I don't even know who to refer it to sometimes.
That's a problem.
So that's where Scott's at now, and obviously there will be more people coming up through the ranks that you'll hopefully get to know on social media channels. So let's go back to the affordability thing, because this still is a big topic. So let's talk about affordability.
All right. We started talking about this earlier.
And I stopped him because he was about to say something interesting. I was like, stop, we're gonna do that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I've talked about this several times in video, but the reality is I can't really answer that question unless we did a much longer video and got the spreadsheet out and went line by line how much each thing costs. You know, that's a bigger discussion. At a high level, high performance is not that far beyond what we normally do. I don't think the jump is not as big of a jump as most people think. I think a lot of people, including a lot of people at this conference, you know, I've come to realize that many of these people, you know, they're not actually doing high performance. They're interested, which is awesome, right? And I don't know what the percentage is. But
well, I know what the percentage is.
I can kind of tell, right?
One of our now mutual clients asked the entire room full of passive house people. This is a very passive house heavy conference, Humid Climate Conference, Austin, Texas. How many does anybody here have a certified single family home that's passive house certified in Austin?
That you're working on.
The only person who's like, well, we're working on 2 of them was Scott in the entire room.
Well,
and
not
then,
only that,
and then he asked,
was it
who is Passive House rated?
A rater, a
rater.
certified rater. And
I think we have like 1 in Texas or something like
Yeah.
that. But, well, was it you that asked how many people have an ERV?
That's right.
And
right.
what,
And
five,
maybe 10,
5 people
5, 10, yeah.
raised their hand?
Out of
well, that
200.
kind of told me that's how many people live in a high performance home, right?
Yeah.
That was shocking.
Yeah.
I love that there's a lot of interest and, you know, in our community, right? And people want to do it, but I think, I guess I kind of see where like I was before I took the step. There's a little fear, and there's fear of, am I going to do it right? How much is it going to cost?
Yeah.
Well, for us, we implemented it very gradually and slowly. And I can tell you, like, the first few things that we did, like the first thing I started doing was installing and flashing windows differently. I just focused just on that one thing. I got that good. I got it. I felt really good about it. Then I moved on to the next thing. Okay, framing to slab connection. So the first few sort of high performance homes we did, they were lacking some things, but you got to start somewhere, right?
Totally.
So I think I might be getting a little off topic, but anyways, I'll go with it. But yeah, I think for these people that are really interested, that want to do high performance, but you know, have that kind of fear, they don't know what to do. I think doing like one thing at a time, like we did, is a good approach. The cool thing about spec homes, like there's no customer.
Yeah, you are the client.
I mean, I love custom homes because I love the challenge of meeting a specific goal that someone has. But the cool thing about spec homes is, with no customer and no specified goal, it's like an experiment. And that's what it was for several years, is we were just experimenting and just trying to basically improve more and more and more every time. And then eventually we improved so much that, you know, we're at that point of diminishing returns that we've kind of optimized. You've helped us optimize to that point, where we're building really as efficient and as durable as we can. And you know, if we go any further, we're kind of wasting resources, right?
And this is what's really interesting. We've talked about some of Scott's specific projects in the past on this channel, and I'm linking a video about one that you solved the problem at. But like, when Scott says high performance walls, normally what he means when he was talking about his spec homes is an R22 2x6 wall, no exterior insulation. What do you put in the roof insulation wise?
Depends on the house. Anywhere between R22 and R35. But yeah, it depends on the house.
In here, we're talking about, people keep saying passive house, and they talk about R20 under the slab, R40 walls, R80 roof, or something like that.
Well, you know, it depends, because passive house is all about meeting a target. They don't tell you what you have to do to meet that target, and meeting that target is going to look different depending on the house. So, for example, one house that we want to do passive is that 2-story that you've seen. We've done, I don't know how many, we've done like 10 of them, slightly different versions of it. But as you know, that particular house is super efficient because it's compact. We designed it for tight lots, where we don't have much space. That's what it was designed for. But it turned out that people like the house. And so we keep building it.
It's a good, I mean, if you have an Italian wife who designs your homes for you, like that will fix a lot of things. So get one of those.
That house is so efficient that we're predicting that for that one to be passive is barely going to take anything more. We may not even need to have exterior insulation on it at all.
Wow.
So we're going to, it may even just stay the same. Maybe better windows and slab edge insulation might be all we have to do to make it passive.
Yeah. So please take note, that is a part of the affordability, is don't get caught up in the hype about all the, like a lot of people say, oh, should I insulate under my slab? And like 90% of the time, the answer is no, don't worry about it. That slab edge.
Well, not here anyway,
And definitely not in Texas.
Yeah, right.
Slab edge, very important. Underneath the slab, it makes almost no difference. In Atlanta, we did it because we were trying to tell a story and show how easy it is, because like, hi, I'm an idiot and I can do this. So it's possible, but you want to stop yourself before you spend all this money on stuff that doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, the passive house thing is not something that we'd like to talk about a lot on this channel because it's an energy efficiency thing, which like, I'm not a big, I don't want to promote energy efficiency above other
Well,
things.
yeah. Well, I am taking that leap. I'll keep this short. I am taking that leap because, you know, as I was explaining, we keep getting better and better and better, and I'm always trying to find ways to push the envelope, and that's just one more thing that's going to challenge me. May not be the permanent thing that we do all the time. Well, that's to be determined, but I like being challenged though. And
we're going to talk hopefully with other builders soon about how to vet contractors, but I think that this is one of the things that you're looking for, is a curious mind, which is like, I don't know how exactly you would find somebody like him, but you know, he's nice, he speaks nice, he's respectful, and he's like just curious about stuff. So he's always experimenting, and that's, I think, one of the ingredients is just always being interested in trying new things, even if you don't, you know, you might not have the time to always try a new exciting thing, but like they're just tweaking, like a tweaker. That's what you're looking for.
Yep. But yeah, I feel like I want to say just one more thing about the affordability. Getting to high performance is not that big of a jump. It really isn't. It's a much smaller step than I think most people would think. And the key thing is to be well educated. Even if you're a homeowner, don't count on your contractor or someone else being educated for you. Do it yourself. Be educated, and then through that education, you should make a list of your goals, what you want to accomplish, and how you think you might want to accomplish it. Even if it's may not be totally correct, right? But you need a starting point, and then you bring that to people like me and Corbett, and you start that conversation, and we can kind of vet some of those ideas, but it kind of gets us going in the right direction. But a homeowner, if it's a homeowner that really wants high performance, yeah, the key thing is just be educated, and know this stuff, and know this stuff better than the contractors.
100%. By the way, I agree with most of what Scott said, but a caveat real quick is I know that you have people bring you designs and they're like, here, put high performance on this.
Yes.
And like that is not really what he's talking about. So you got to have the design right first, and you got to think about this. So letting it flower for yourself, and like coming up with a design and then taking it to an architect and saying, hey, can we make this better, better, but this has got all of the elements built into it that I want.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point actually, because we should talk about like when do we all get involved, and it happens different all the time, because I just got a project that came to me just recently from a really cool architect, but they've done just about everything before it ever came to me. They've done the design, they've done the engineering, they've done a lot of what they think the energy efficiency is going to be, and I'm coming into it at what seems to be like the end of the planning, which I can handle. We're gonna maybe change some things, but much better if you get the builder and people like us involved way early on, even before you design the house.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so make sure that you go over to Scott's channel. That's Scott True Builds, right, on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, and then also just keep on educating yourself. You are the best lead for your team. Whoever it is that cares the most, and generally it's the person who's going to own the home and live there. is the one who should care about this stuff and be the most educated. So keep on researching, keep getting your master's degree in home performance and building science on YouTube. Make sure you comment below if you have anything else to add, or if you love Scott True, mention that in the comments below also. Tune in next time.